Hello, everyone, and good Monday morning. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with an update on what you need to know for today, first and foremost, to get you out the door. And I'll follow up with a look at the winter weather event that begins late tomorrow night. That's coming up right now.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, thanks for watching. Thanks to my sponsors. Here's the deal. Today, we're going to have some very warm weather in the eastern portions of the Dakotas with 50s likely, and this may be the last 50-degree day or better for some time, the way things are looking. Still cooler up in northeast Montana with some fresh fallen snow there. Winds here in the valley, southeast 10 to 28 miles per hour, a little bit stronger for our neighbors out to the west. And increasing clouds as we go through the afternoon down south as rain will push up late in the day. Overnight, that makes its way in as we head into your Tuesday, and that's the onset of a very wet weather maker that will turn white as we go through. So let's take a look at our planning forecast, but first a look at the storm system that will last from Tuesday for many all the way into Thursday. We have 4 different models here that are starting to converge on an area of impact. The timing of the storm is starting on Tuesday with the wet weather by morning, and for some, white already in the morning. The snow could last into Thursday morning for our region, and that could cause some areas to see some locally heavy snow. A couple of highlights from these. I'm not going to linger too much longer, but if you want to see more, I have videos on hutchesweather.com. You can scroll through at the bottom of the page. Canadian model shows heavy snow. It's by far the most robust, with snowfall over 8 inches across north central North Dakota, right into parts of the west central and northwest parts of Minnesota. Again, this is too early to call the specifics on snowfall, but it does show potential. Does it agree with the other models? The American model showing north central North Dakota right into northwest Minnesota, very similar, just not as heavy, not as widespread down to the south. European model, which is one of Hutch's favorites when we're beyond 3 days, showing a very similar pattern here. Southern Red River Valley could see some, but the impacts mainly along and north of Interstate 94, James River Valley, Cheyenne River Valley, Botno Hills, and the German model, this kind of a model that's more new over the last couple of years, showing a very similar orientation to this system. And again, very wet weather, even though it looks dry here in parts of Minnesota on all these models with regards to snowfall. Some areas could see over an inch. Here's the track. Here's the timing of that system as we go through. But let me show you the 7-day planner here as we go through as well, so you can get a feel for what we're expecting. 53 degrees on your Monday. Those showers begin as rain late overnight Monday and into Tuesday, mixing with snow as we go through the day here in the valley, but it could snow all day in the western and central part of the Dakotas. Now, as we go from Tuesday night into Wednesday, that'll be the greatest impacts here. Those impacts could be including travel impacts, near zero visibility, gusts to 40 miles per hour. It looks pretty wild with this system exiting as we go through the late day Wednesday and into Thursday morning. Now, where we get over a few inches of snow, say over 4 inches of snow, I think we'll significantly have a chance to see some very cold weather, coldest of the season as we go through the next 2 mornings following the storm. High pressure builds in, maybe not on your Friday morning, most of us being 5 to 10 degrees, but being as low as 5 below in a few places, absolutely, totally possible, particularly if we have several inches of fresh snow on the ground and we stay cold with no more 50s in store. And in fact, a couple of days of steady to falling temperatures are ahead. Watching some weather in the long distance forecast here showing Thanksgiving, unsettled right through the Thanksgiving holiday with waves of systems through the central and northern plains, too early to call specific tracks, and possibly our first blast of Arctic air working its way in after the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Hour by hour forecast. If you have time, check this out. This is something new from last night, so let's go right to it right here, right now. Now, as I set this model into motion, what you're going to notice as we go through our Monday here, we're going to see the rain showers begin out in the big sky country of Montana as snow near Sheridan and Billings, moving out towards Miles City as snow as well. Look at the rain pushing up into parts of Iowa, South Dakota, and southern Minnesota. We really do need the moisture. This is going to be a very wet weather maker with severe weather as far south as the Gulf Coast states. Watch how this system transpires as we have the one moving up from the south, bringing rain by the time we get to the late night hours to the Southern Valley. That's us here in Fargo. That's us in Wahpeton, Breckenridge, as well as out into I-94 corridor. So I'd say Fergus Falls all the way out to Alexandria and St. Cloud and Minneapolis. Now, when does it start changing over to snow? Watch this model and you'll start to see, and the isobars are faintly shown here in yellow, and the winds start increasing. So as we go into Tuesday morning, that'll be the main event for the snow, and that's why I said that. Boom, here we go. Snow expanding from west to east, and the snow will be most persistent lasting the longest in the western and central parts of the Dakotas. Now, warm air making its way in could impact that, but notice the isobars here. So Tuesday night into our Wednesday, the wind and the snow will be persistent and last throughout the day, not all day everywhere, but for many of us into Wednesday. And if that indeed happens, then we'll have some significant impacts. Here's a couple of things to keep in mind with regards to this system as we go through, and it does look like we will have a chance at seeing some unsettled weather. Here is a couple of things that I am paying attention to with regards to this system. Number one, there's going to be the potential for bands that set up where we don't know exactly where, but 8 inches or more of snow will be possible. Gusts over 40, near zero visibility. It's not guaranteed, but it's something we really need to watch out for. And in the next 24 hours, we'll certainly know more. Travel impacts are going to be likely for some spots. Rainfall over 1 inch of rain across many of the eastern counties across Minnesota and into northern Minnesota looks to be likely as well, with the coldest temps yet this season to be following this storm system into the weekend right here in the valley. All right, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Remember, you can get more information with short fastcasts on hutchesweather.com. For now, have a wonderful start to your weekend. Enjoy those 50-degree temperatures here in the eastern part of North Dakota and even as far north as Grand Forks and Manitoba. After that, big time changes are on the way. Have a wonderful week and check back often.